iOS 14, marketers' favorite new buzzword. I'm sure you've already received several emails in your inbox warning you of the potential implications that may occur when users are able to opt out of sharing their data across Apple devices. So what does this mean for us as Facebook marketers, and what changes need to be made in the Facebook Business Manager? Well, I'm here to tell you exactly what changes need to be made and some potential implications that may occur when the transition does roll over. Hi, I'm Nichole, and it is my passion to teach marketers like you how to flourish in the big world of paid advertising. If you're keen to know more about paid advertising, I release new videos every Wednesday, so be sure to subscribe below and be sure to comment with any questions that you may have, because I do go through these personally and answer every single one of them. In today's video, we are going to discuss the iOS 14 changes and what needs to be updated in your Facebook Business Manager, as well as implications. Let's get to it. Okay, so first off, we'll go ahead and navigate to business.facebook.com, and then we will select our account to get us to our home screen. Then what we're going to do is select the actual ad account that we're going to be working with today. And once this loads, we will go ahead and go straight to the Resource Center. This should give us a good indication of what steps we still need to do in order to prepare for the changes. So of course I have no tasks because I did this yesterday. So I'll go ahead and give you an idea. There are two main things that we need to update, and feel free to click on this as well to learn a bit more information about it. So first thing we need to do is we need to verify our domain, and that is basically placing a small bit of code onto your website in order for Facebook to deem your website as valid. And secondly, we need to only choose 8 web events in order to continue tracking when this iOS is changed. Again, we'll have to select the ones that we'd like to prioritize for Facebook, and then the rest are going to basically be removed when these changes do occur. Okay, so let's jump into number 1, which is verifying our domain. So from the Resource Center, what we'll do is we'll click into the left navigation over here, and then we will navigate to Business Settings. So once we get to Business Settings, we'll go ahead and scroll down the left navigation pane to Brand Safety. And then we'll click on Domains, and this is where the domain verification task will live. We'll go ahead and click straight away Add. And just a quick note, if that is not clickable or it's grayed out, then that simply means you are not an admin of the Business Manager. So you need to kind of contact perhaps the client to get a little help with this. So we'll click through and we'll go ahead and add our domain name. No need to put the HTTPS in the beginning of it. Facebook will be able to sort that. So I'm going to add domain. And now it'll bring you out into this panel, and you'll notice it says not verified. Okay, so there are 3 separate options available here in order to place this bit of code onto your website in order for Facebook to verify your domain. So the easiest way is going to be to just simply click this bit of code and add it into the head of your website. Again, there are 2 separate options as well, but those are a bit more involved, and I would absolutely recommend this first option if possible. So I run with a WordPress website, so I'll go ahead and log into my dashboard here. It's simply my domain, wp-admin. And what I will go ahead and do is I use a plugin that basically allows you to insert headers and footers. So this is the easiest way if you need to add this plugin to basically verify your domain across Facebook. So I'm just in the settings, scripts in the header. You can see that I have my Google Tag Manager in the header. I have my Google Merchant Center in the header as well. So all I need to do is simply copy this bit of code. You click to copy, and then put this over in the header of your website. So I've already got this, so I'll just give you guys an example. I usually will just put it in the second line, and then go ahead and copy a bit of description from something above if you need to, or you can just simply type it out yourself, just so that you can make a mental note of where this actual code is on your site. If you have to make any changes, then now you can see our Facebook domain verification begins here, and this will be, because it has the exclamation mark, it will be ignored. And then the exclamation mark is where it ends as well. So if we ever have any issues, we can just come straight in here again. So once this is done, you'll go ahead and push save, and that'll just save it in the header of your website. And then what you can do after it's in the header is you'll go ahead and come back, and then you'll simply click verify right here. So I went ahead and did this with my website, the .com.au, which is where I'm showing you guys here above. And then I just simply clicked in here, and then it said verified straight away. I have heard of a few people having issues with the verification. It'll say like not verified. So don't worry there, just refresh the page, maybe give it a few minutes. You can also go over to your website and just click save again, refresh everything, perhaps. Something hasn't caught up yet in the link. But mine, again, like I said, took maybe 4 or 5 minutes to actually verify. So again, this is how you would navigate to the brand safety domains and how you would verify your domain. Again, there's the 3 separate methods that you can use to do it, but I would always recommend just adding that meta tag into the actual header of your website, or sending that off to your developers to add in the header of your website. Okay, so now the second step, now that we've verified our domain, is that we need to come into the Facebook Business Manager and designate which events we would love Facebook to continue using for our account moving forward. So to do that, we'll go into the business settings and navigate to Events Manager. Once Events Manager does open, we'll go ahead and click onto Aggregated Event Measurement. So it'll say New down here, and you'll go ahead and go Configure Web Events. And once you go there, we'll go into the section where we will then tell Facebook which events we'd like to continue using moving forward. So you can go ahead and manage events if you've already done this. And what I will do is go ahead and select, all you do up here is add event. So add event, and then you'll go ahead and choose the pixel that you want to utilize, and then you'll add the event that you want to prioritize in here. So this will give you a good idea of which events are still being fired using your pixel and then not received within the last 28 days. So these ones aren't as important probably to add. So go ahead and just add them as you go. So I want add to cart. I'm going to add another event, same pixel. I know it's a bit tedious. And then we'll go ahead and add these events that I'd like. So customize product. And then we'll go ahead and also add initiate checkout. And then I will lastly add view content. And then now lastly, I'll go into that purchase and give you guys an idea of what it'll look like. So now it'll say value sets take up at least 4 event slots, reducing the number of events you can configure. So delete events to add the value set. So value set basically just means that with the purchase, we're pulling a lot more data than just like your add to cart or contact, making it an actual value optimization. So in order for us to actually use this, we need to designate 4 total slots to this, which is like manic to think, but we'll go ahead and listen. So this is 4 slots in its own, so then we can only add 4 additional slots. So I'm going to just go ahead and remove contact, and then you should see that this will now be eligible. You won't get that that error message that says you need to remove slots, and you can easily change them to priority here. I would kind of have a look at your funnel and just literally add it up. So we have, usually starts at customize product, and then view content, add to cart, initiate checkout purchase. You want it the lowest priority to be down here, whilst the highest priority would obviously be purchase or some type of form fill at the top. So we'll go ahead and submit this, and then it'll say, yes, I understand the changes. So basically it's just saying once the iOS 14 updates do come into play, you will no longer be able to use any of those additional events that weren't selected as the optimization event. So we already know this, apply. And then excellent, your events are configured. So now we'll see we have 5 assigned events configured. A bit deceiving because that purchase is taking up a big chunk of those events. So it'll be really interesting to see kind of how others feel about that purchase event taking up such the big slot. So then, yeah, now that your events are now aggregated in the event manager, you should be able to go back to your resource center, and there should not be any outstanding to-dos for you to update for iOS 14 changes. So you can check back in your resource center, make sure everything's up to date. And again, I think the little warning thing up here is just going to continue to be there until we change things over. Like, there's no real way to dismiss that or anything. All right, so that was into the aggregated event management tool and choosing the 8, or rather 5 designated web event optimizations that we will be using moving forward. I hope this video made you feel a little bit more confident about how to make changes in your Facebook Business Manager to prepare for the iOS 14 update. If it did, be sure to throw me a thumbs up below, and don't forget to subscribe for new weekly content on paid advertising. That's it for today. See you next time.